Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. We are thrilled to have made it to halfway through another week. I'm not so thrilled to be dealing with pollen right now because I cleaned the gutters like a good husband would the other day when my wife asked me, and now I'm sniffling over here. But Gloria, thankfully, is hanging with me. And
yes,
you're good.
I am.
So we're going to march right on. The show must go on, as we used to say in the TV news business. And so this is Pickup Lines presented by Gamez Law Firm and Integrity Roofing and Siding. We are live once again inside the all-electric Lexus RZ 450e, and I've got the dynamic sky shaded because a minute ago I tried to punch it on here. And it's okay right now, but then when the sun comes through, see, you get weird sun stuff. So
what a beautiful car!
I appreciate it. I'm very spoiled with North Park Lexus in San Antonio, but it's a cool car because the last time you were on with me, we were in my previous vehicle.
Yeah. You didn't have all this.
I didn't have the Palomino interior and everything.
Nice.
We're moving on up, Gloria. We're moving on up. But we're back here once again, and maybe you can see right behind us the signage and everything. We're at Hila's Heart. Which is an organization that we've talked about before, and maybe you weren't with us a couple months back when we had John McFadden, Ray Feo back here with us and everything, and we were talking. But you founded. I mean, this was an organization, a nonprofit that you founded back. Was it in 2017?
It was 2017.
Yeah.
2019 is when we got our 501c3. So we've been up and running since 2019. So we're going on our 5th year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. In that period of time, we've served hundreds of families battling childhood, adolescent, and young adult cancer, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. We partner with all 3 of the cancer hospitals here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And it's heartwarming and it's heartbreaking at the same time. But, gosh, it's something that's so needed.
Well, I said it before, I think. It's an organization you wish didn't have to exist, but you're so thrilled that it does exist because I have never... and my late mother had cancer, but you're talking about childhood, adolescent, youth, dealing with that. To me, that is just such another level of...
Right.
Of trauma and stuff that people have to deal with, and I can't even imagine what some of the things you must see and hear sometimes.
That's it's so true. We have had we've seen everything,
right.
And it's just so sad. I did want to mention to you,
yes.
You had mentioned John McFadden and
Ray Feo.
Yep, and so we were so honored and excited because we met Ray Feo through our corporate sponsors.
Yes.
Gamez Law Firm.
Yes.
Gamez. Where are your boxing?
They're in the back, as a matter of fact. No, thank you, Gamez Law Fights. Yes, we were here during Christmas time with Mr. and Mrs. Gamez, and doing some nice things. But so you know them very well as well.
Yeah, they're one of our corporate sponsors, and so they've been amazing. Of course, Carmen and Joe Gamez, and they connected us with Ray Feo, and about this melody, right?
I've heard, a little birdie told me about this. So I'm going to see Ray Feo later on today, as a matter of fact. But this is, what are we now? Today is the 10th. We're 8 days away from the start of Fiesta. And as you know, and a lot of people know, Ray Feo will hand out thousands of medals, but he has different kinds of medals. And so this is one of the medals, and I'm going to try to get it nice and close so you can see. Obviously, it's all gold there, and that's the crest, the Ray Feo crest, which is inspired by his time in the U.S. Air Force with the eagle and the crest and everything. But on the back, I know Gloria loves to see this.
Oh, yeah.
That logo looks familiar.
And this was all a surprise. It was a blessing to us, and it was the brainchild of Carmen Gamez and Ray Feo and
John McFadden. So so they got together, and he put, and I can't remember, there are thousands of these, by the way. I can't remember the exact number. But during Fiesta, and I know he's already handed some of them out, John, Ray Feo, and I'll be with him with the court, obviously, it will be handing these out. And many of them, as I mentioned, will have the Hila's Heart logo. So that's pretty cool.
It is so cool. We're just incredibly blessed, and the community just continues to come around and help us support more families, and we continue to grow. Ernie, we're so excited about all of the wonderful things that are happening this year. This is our 5th year anniversary.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear some couple of new things that are happening?
Well, I do. Real quick, I just want to mention, because the next couple of weeks are going to be very busy for people's social calendars. You have an event coming up on Monday here that I know you want people to know about.
Yeah. It's called El Día del Niño.
Right.
It's
the Day of the Child.
The Day of the Child, and we are honoring, obviously, the children that we serve that are battling childhood, adolescent, and young adult cancer. And the event is all about bringing awareness to the community about these children and about these families. And it is also our first big event of the year, and the heading up the event are going to be our new president and CEO. I'm real excited about mentioning that.
Right.
Jason Massiatte, and our new chairwoman of the board, Roxy Rios, who you know, Roxy.
Two people I do know,
Yeah.
and Jason is one of these guys that I have kind of followed from a distance, just kind of seeing he's very accomplished, he's done a lot of great things, he's well known in the community, and I would imagine when you were able to land him in such a prominent role with your organization, that was, and Roxy too, obviously, but Jason, he's now the president and CEO.
He is, and we were blessed to land him, but can I tell you that he is one of the first board members. He was part of our founding board 5 years ago. So he's kind of walked this journey with me for all these years. He's been chairman of the board for the last 2 years. And this transition has just been wonderful. We came together, and I want to focus on the families. I want to be just really there with the families and let him do all the busy work. And like you said, he's so connected, and so it's just a perfect transition.
I love it. Well, as fate would have it, Jason and Roxy are here. So they're busy talking over there with each other. But let me do you this. They're going to come in the car. Let me trade with you. Since you brought me a Fiesta medal, I'm going to give you one of mine.
Thank you so much.
And I'm going to remind everybody.
Look at that.
Thank you. That's my medal, yes. I'm going to remind everybody mahilasheart.org is the website, mahilasheart.org, if you'd like to find out more about what Gloria is doing. But thank you, as always, for your support.
Thank you.
We're going to turn her loose.
Yes.
And Jason's going to come in here. And Roxy's going to get in the back, and we're going to switch things out. Now, Jason is slightly taller than Gloria is.
Just a little bit.
So we got to make sure that the seat is nice, and Roxy's back there. Hi, Roxy.
Hi.
How are you doing?
San Antonio. Doing great.
Oh, my gosh.
Excited to be here.
Excited to be here. We were just talking about how the last time we were here, I think it was kind of rainy and cold and kind of overcast that day. But just in the last time we've been here, I mean, there have been changes to the organization. You guys have been brought on. Gloria spoke very highly of you. So I'm going to start with the ladies first, if you don't mind.
Of course.
So Roxy, you're the chairwoman of the board.
Yes, sir.
I know you have a lot of expertise in like hospitality and fundraising and event planning and having a good time in layman's terms. So how does that translate to what you are going to try to do here with Mahila's Heart?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. And I am so honored, totally honored, to chair such an esteemed group of professionals. If you were to see our board, meet all our board, we have CEOs from big organizations here in our beautiful San Antonio, physicians. We also have directors, and of course myself.
You bring the fun.
Yeah, I kind of bring the cha-cha fun. Cha-cha fun.
I can see that, yeah.
They're all outstanding leaders of our community where they give so much of themselves.
Yeah.
They tend to have that sixth sense of serving others. Mm-hmm. I've always felt like that, having that spirit to be able to serve our community. And I'm like honored. I'm honored by that. I commend them for their dedication and commitment. Yeah. And a thing is that you'll learn from our board is their passion.
Yeah.
And tirelessly efforts. They do a lot for our community. So I'm very proud.
Well, that is amazing because, we were talking about dealing with cancers and everything, and who among us either hasn't been directly impacted by cancer or knows somebody that has been impacted by cancer. And so I wonder, Jason, about the process. I know you were busy. I know you did LSA and you've done all kinds of other things and you've been very successful. And I know you're no stranger to Mahila's Heart, but the idea of taking on this new role, the roles of president and CEO, tell me about that decision to do that and what ultimately you would like to do.
Well, I'll start off by saying I'm actually a founding board member of Mahila's Heart back in 2019 when we established our 501c3. So in looking at the impact that it has, it was easy for me to make the decision to volunteer. I've always volunteered in our community. I am a father of 8 children. So it makes 8 children.
And a grandpa.
Wait a minute.
And a grandfather, yes.
How are you so sane and composed?
I've had a little bit of work done, kind of keep it good.
8 children, Jason.
Again, for childhood, young adult, adolescent, it makes sense for us to be here in this space, for me to be here in this space, to be working with them. I was on the board. I was the board chair for the past 2 years. And when the transition happened, when the ask had put in, how could you say no to that? It's amazing. It's something that my heart is, and you can hear the passion coming off. She says passion about us, but Roxy has a ton of passion, and I was with her in ABLDP, and I was a steering committee member, and I saw her passion. So it just makes sense to have somebody that actually, I call it give a damn, right? You give a damn for your community.
You do.
And I want to make a difference, in working with Gloria. Her heart is with the families. Mm-hmm. Her thing is, I want to build the programming to make sure that we have something that they could take for long term. Like, how can we provide that? And we are different in that aspect.
It's remarkable. And you're going to have a good time with it as well. And we talked about the event coming up on Monday, but I was with the Raphael Court, was it last week or the week before, and we went and toured Methodist, one of the children's hospitals, and it was the pediatric cancer wing. And your heart just sinks so much, because there were a couple of cases where we had to stand at the doorway and wave at these kids because we physically couldn't go in, obviously, for fear of contaminating or anything. And like I was telling Gloria, you guys must see or encounter things that are so heartbreaking. And I'm guessing that's part of what powers you to do what you do.
Right. So we do see, and we partner up with 3 of the major hospitals. It's Methodist Hospitals, Christus, and University Hospital. And we want to take a little bit different things. So there's a thing called patient access, right? Make sure that everybody has access to certain things. And what we're working with UT Health is to make sure that we have what's called genomic testing. Mm-hmm. So genomic testing actually allows us to identify the cancer cells so we can have the right chemo treatment. And unfortunately, a lot of our families fall on the marker of $30,000 and under, so they can't either afford it, they don't have insurance, or the insurance deductible is too high. So this is where we come into play. Like, how can we support? Well, we're going to write up a grant with these doctors to try to figure out how to fill that gap for the families. So that's just kind of filling in those things to make sure that we actually have a better survivalhood of our children.
Remarkable stuff. Again, this is a pickup lines presented by Gamez Law Firm and Intelligent Roofing and Siding. We are here with Jason Massiatte and Roxy Rios, chairwoman of the board, president and CEO of Mahila's Heart, and beyond Roxy's head back there is the front door to Mahila's Heart. We're here kind of, I say, near the CarMax, not far from the medical center area, and chairwoman of the board. In layman's terms, Roxy means what?
Supporting our initiatives, supporting mi amigo aquí, Jason. And a lot of people don't know this, but Gloria and I go way back.
Yeah.
Way back.
Yeah.
And a plug
I was going to
for
say.
our tumblers.
Well, let me borrow that when you're done, because I know
It's made. They're made by our very own little Stella and her mom Cynthia.
And it's part of the story of Mahila's Heart, where it says, put the heart where the hurt is, which goes back to the origin story of Mahila's Heart, where was it Gloria's, was it mother or her grandmother, many years ago, and they were early 1900s or something like that. Was it the little girl had skinned her knee?
Yes.
And she cut out a construction paper a red heart and said, put the heart
where the hurt is.
And she literally put it on her knee and prayed and everything, and that was ultimately the inspiration that led to Mahila's Heart. All right. I know you went to Incarnate Word, right? Or you got a degree from Incarnate Word.
I did.
But you're born and bred in San Antonio?
Born and raised in San Antonio. I grew up in portion of my time was in the west side, Minnesota's Courts, east side, Wheatley Courts, that don't exist there anymore.
Yeah.
And then ended up in the south side, going to Burbank and McCullum High School. So, it's my roots are here. Roots are here, so it makes sense for anything that I do. I'm going to try to help out our community.
Yeah. And Roxy, remind me, where did you?
I have a lot of roots here.
Yeah.
Luna and Rodriguez and Valdez family. I have a lot of aunts and uncles.
Okay.
But I got here as soon as I could.
Right.
In
Me too.
1984.
Yeah.
I am originally from Laredo.
Okay.
But my community knows me over there since I was around 6 years old. I used to collect pennies for UNICEF.
Really?
So I don't want to date myself, but it's true. I used to go. I am from Russell Terrace. It's also the courts. My parents had separated when I was 5 years old, and my mom would just like be with me, and I would just go collect pennies because I felt I needed to make a difference.
Like you would just find them on the ground or just wherever, like.
No, I would collect them. I would.
Or you
go
would ask
door to
people.
door, and I had like a little cardboard, and I
Really?
would put them in there, and then my mother would mail it to them,
To UNICEF.
to UNICEF.
Hearts always in giving.
Yeah.
Fundraising. I was going to say even fundraising
Yeah, I
since you
know.
were a kid.
And a shout out there for all my Helotes, San Antonio, and of course my Laredo community. I'm still very involved. We have a group named Laredoans in San Antonio,
Yeah.
and now a sub to that, Larenza. So hello, Larenza.
I love that.
And let me just add a little to that. Her group will come in and they'll wrap gifts for our families during the week of giving.
Yes.
So they're always willing to kind of volunteer, and they'll go out of their way for all of our families.
I've been here a few times when gifts are being wrapped, and there was pan dulce, I think, one time.
Tamales.
Santa was here, and tamales and everything. So it's, I mean, not that this is a year-round effort, obviously, but during the holidays in particular, it's really fun here. So.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. And I had a couple community leaders. I had Dr. Martinez,
Right.
Daniel Martinez, from
Right.
Executive Director of American Red Cross. He was a Santa. CPA guy, Robert Garcia, was a Santa,
I know
and so
Robert,
was
yeah.
J.R. Trevino, a Santa.
Mayor of
Santa.
Castle Hills, yes, yeah. Well, you got some famous Santas in here, Santa helpers, if you will.
And we had the Coyote, too. The Coyote
Squirrel's
came
Coyote.
by, yeah. And there's so many more that gave so much. Ken Ramey, who sits on our board,
Yes.
the president of Generations, he came in a Santa suit, and it was just so much fun. And Ileana,
Yeah.
she came in, and she was a little elf, so her and I did a kind of break
fantastic.
dancing number. But
One of your buddies from what,
Yeah.
LSA or
LSA,
from,
yeah.
That's Leadership San Antonio, which that's a whole other organization of just unbelievable smart people doing great things as we speak. And so I got to get into that LSA. I don't know if I'm smart enough to get into LSA.
I'll write
I
you a
gotta
letter.
figure out- Thank you very much, Jason.
Plug into our Latina leadership. They came and volunteered
Yes.
too. So did Judy Sandoval, my friend for 30 years, just like
Right.
Gloria. We worked at Marriott for so many years.
Yeah.
And also our ABLDP.
Yes,
Right.
Some of them came by to help us
That's
out.
the Bresenio Leadership
Development Program.
Okay, it's
Leadership
another
program.
one of those. Again, it's a very impressive group of people that get together, and as the title would suggest, you guys they produce amazing. Like, weren't you like the valedictorian of that class?
I was
Yes,
valedictorian
you
for
were.
2018. But it introduced me to leaders like Robbie Brown with Documentation.
Sure.
Another organization that does give back, and they actually are a supporter of Mahilas also.
Just very, very smart people. So let's get back to the mission here, because I don't think nobody ever wakes up or starts a new year off and says, we're planning for cancer this year, like especially pediatric cancer. That just doesn't happen. When families are hit by something like this, just that trauma, the reality. What are your recommendations in terms of resources to let them know that there is help out there, and how can they contact you to maybe take some of that burden off of them in the short term, especially?
Yeah. So each one of the hospitals have what's called patient advocates. Mm-hmm. So as long as they're speaking to the patient advocates, if you know the family that's in distress, the patient advocates, the referrals come in through the hospital. So they're already vetted families, so we'll automatically jump on whatever is needed for the home security, hunger and security, any of those items, including mental health support and mental wellness. So it's as easy as just talking to that advocate there that's at the hospital, and they'll just direct them to us, and we'll get the email. Everything's HIPAA compliant. We don't share information,
Right.
and we contact the family directly and see what needs we can fill. And if we can't fill a need, we're going to find somebody within our community who can partner up to fill that need.
Yeah. All right. So here we are, Roxy, on a Wednesday. What does a typical workday look like, or is there such a thing as a typical workday here at Mahila's Heart?
Well, besides me being at Texas Workforce, Goodwill, all that,
Yeah.
I come in just to assist in any way.
Yeah.
It could be fixing something in the kitchen, or doing some thank you cards.
Right.
Helping Jason with whatever it is that he needs. So, I mean, there's a purpose here, and we have so many volunteers that we want to engage more for all our initiatives, because since Jason got here, he has done phenomenally as a CEO. How many months?
3. Well, since January.
Since January.
Yeah. First
I
of the
mean,
year, yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this again. I'm like, it's so many initiatives that really, really is making a big difference.
Well, that's exciting because you know it's going to impact so many different families and people that just need help out there. And again, sometimes they just don't realize that the resources are out there. So mahilasheart.org, we mentioned the event you guys are having Monday night here on the property, and there's many other things you guys do. I've come here and painted before. I have wrapped gifts before. Yes. I've helped out, give out gifts. And so there's so many ways to do your little part.
There's absolutely so many ways to contribute. You can go on our website, become a monthly donor, or you can participate and say, hey, reach out to us. We're always available. Send us an email and say, hey, I would like to do this for a family. And that alone, even sharing the awareness is the most important part, because a lot of people don't know we exist in this community.
Right.
So my job is to make sure we build our corporate partnerships. And just to highlight, Gamez Law Firm is one of our consistent corporate partners right now that's given to us. And so is the Jesse James Leha Family Foundation.
Yeah, yeah. You have the heart there with you, by the way. Because I was just going to say, if by some chance you feel moved to give in a larger way, this is the iconic... this is the symbol, the original heart design from Mahila's Heart. And I know that you guys have these on display here at your office, but that if somebody feels the need, they feel a little tug, and they give it a certain level, that's a small memento that you can have.
Right, and it's not a big level. It's a $10,000 sponsorship for this amazing heart. I mean... It's a one-time deal right here.
Right. I like it. I like it.
Well, but we also have some that are at 1,000, right?
No, we do. But this is special today for $10,000.
Yeah, I like it. I see what you're thinking. And then Roxy, I noticed in the back there. Let me hold these up because you've got these. These are so colorful for Fiesta. But are you guys into jewelry now as well?
Yes, our Maria Holmes Garcia, our very own Nena. It's her creation, and she donates a lot of her time to do this, and those are $25. They're all uniquely done.
Yeah.
Mostly, none are duplicated, so
no
they're really, really nice.
No, they're all unique.
And it's got, you see the red heart there. It's got the iconic Mahila's Heart. So if you don't have $10,000 lying around, but you still want to give and do something on a smaller scale, get you a few pairs of earrings for Fiesta.
For Fiesta, they're Fiesta color.
There you have it. Okay.
She's one of our amazing volunteers that constantly contributes, and a large portion of those proceeds go to Mahila's.
That's so cool that, again, you just never know where the inspiration will come from people to help.
Right.
Like I said, not everybody can cut a large check,
right,
but they can make earrings, they can come volunteer. Maybe you have students that need volunteer hours, they can come over here and spend some time, and it's just a great place to be in. And you're impacting lives in a positive way. So many great, exciting things are happening here at Mahila's Heart, and I think we'll do another episode hopefully at some point just to kind of catch up and see what else. Maybe 3 months from now, or whatever, we'll get together again and see
what other programs we create for our families.
I still can't believe you have 8 kids, and you still have time to do all this.
I do,
and be the valedictorian, and but man, you're doing something right, brother. That's great. That's great.
Thank you.
Shout out to Sharon.
Yeah, my wife, Sharon Samuelson Massiatte. Thank you so much, honey, for allowing me to do all of this community work.
And to mine, Art.
Yes.
And my boys.
And to Tammy, who's watching as well.
Yes,
all of our significant others who, yes.
Si no,
then...
Te cortan la cabeza.
Oh, look at the time. Look at the time, Roxy.
It's time to go.
No, seriously, you guys have been amazing. And you guys have supported me. I'm so grateful for that. It doesn't hurt that you have Fiesta medals, because by the way, let me make sure I'm going to give you guys mine as well.
Oh,
there's one of mine for you. That's the pickup lines. That's the pickup lines medal. One more time, find Ray Feo during Fiesta here, starting today, as a matter of fact. And these ones have the Mahila's Heart logo on the back, and it's got the website and everything. You can find out more about what Roxy and Jason and Gloria have been talking about. One more time, mahilasheart.org for more information or how to help, whatever you can do. Come spend some time with these guys, find out about what they're doing, and help families, young people who are really going through a tough time. So thank you guys.
Right here
in San Antonio.
We're
Absolutely.
local, we're not national.
Love it. Love it. Great to see you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There you have it. Another episode of Pickup Lines presented by Gamez Law Firm and Integrity Roofing and Siding. We'll be back again very soon. You never know who will be in the passenger seat or in the back seat for that matter. You just never know. Bye for now.
Bye,
have a
guys.
great day.
Thank you.